Welcome again. This is session 3 of Performance Management's Introduction. So we've looked at this objective slide, and where we have gotten in this process is that we are looking now at the performance management cycle. Session 4 is going to talk through the criteria of measuring performance. So let's look at this cycle. On the screen, what you will see is that there is a system that is represented here with 3 definite phases. Now, a lot of the literature you will read will include perhaps 1 additional phase or maybe 2 additional phases, but we're going to work through this basic slide right now. What we're saying is that it has 3 definite phases. In this phase, we have a defining stage, a measuring phase, and a feedback stage. Now we're going to talk through what happens at each phase, but what I want you to be able to recognize from this stage is that what we're looking at is aligning the entire organization along a particular process. So in stage 1, what we're looking at is a process where we set and clarify objectives and expectations. This is a conversation with employees that says that what do we define as the essential elements for the job? What are the expectations that we're going to have of this year? What are the targets that we are going to set? What is the standard that we're going to consider is our meets expectation standard? This is a discussion with staff that says that this is what we expect this year. And then there is a development of a monitoring plan. In this monitoring plan, employees are going to know how often we're going to have this performance conversation, what it is that I can expect from my supervisor, what it is that I refer to my supervisor, what it is that I can handle on my own. Now, in stage 2, we now have a predetermination of how performance is going to be assessed. And what we want to be able to identify here is what are we going to use? What is the tool that we're going to use to be able to measure how performance is going to be used? And we're going to talk a lot about how those measurement tools function. Now, in stage 2, what we have is the implementation of the monitoring plan. So stage 2 refers to the measurement of performance. And so what you're doing now is that you're implementing this monitoring plan and documenting the activities that take place. Now, this is something that's very important. In stage 3, what we're doing is that we're feeding back the information from this monitoring and this documentation back into the system. Now you're looking at fixing performance problems, looking at new expectations for the next defining period, and rewarding employees. So that an employee will know at the feedback stage what it will look like next year, depending on what happened here. Now, it is not as clear cut as that, but those 3 sets of activities need to take place if it is you're going to consider that you have a performance management cycle. Understand as well that some systems believe as though that this is something that happens as an event. But what we're suggesting in this course is that it is a cycle and a process that happens throughout a performance year. And that's the end of session 3.